All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son, the Hamashiach, who some call Yahweh Shai, Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yashayah. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Revisiting Alton Johnson. I gave you warning, brother. No, you might have took it as hate. You might have been salty that Brother Phineas said that about you. And you might have took it and was, and it's two ways to receive certain things, man. You know, I had a brother say that to me one time. We had the left camp. We back at the school, and we were watching some IUIC videos, and one of the readers said, while he was reading, they had a reader. He's calling out the verse. Hey man, give me da 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 da. And brother was taking a little too long to get the verse. I think within their school you need 8 seconds. By 8 to 10 seconds you have to have that verse for them. They train that. You have to have the verse within 8 to 10 seconds. He was taking a little too long, and the speaker said, "Man, get me another reader. Get out. And they sit up on this little pedestal or whatever. Get out. Get me another reader." And the brother looked over at me, one of our readers, and he was like, "Man, you know what, man? That'll make me never want to read for you, man. That'll make me never, not saying me, but, for anybody that did that to him, it'll make him not want to." He got offended by that. And me, I was telling him no. I said, but I'm the exact opposite. I said, with me, I'm going to make sure that you never do that again to me. Yeah, you embarrass me, but I'm going to be pulling them verses so fast and start reading, you're going to have to tell me to slow down. I'm not going to let you get up there. If I taking pride in being a reader and you did that to me, I'll make sure you never do that to me again. I'll make sure of it. But people take things two different ways. All right. Some people get offended, and you got to understand that about. So when you're shepherding a flock, you got to understand that about individuals, because everybody, everybody's not the same. All right. Everybody's not the same. Everybody ain't built up the same. So one person fitting that one, and so I'm saying that to that's just my mentality. When I hear somebody saying something, and if it offends me a little bit, I'm gonna make sure you don't say it again. And that was an opportunity for you, Alton. So I wasn't bashing you and not trying to beat down on you. Just certain critiques, man. It just honest critique from me, how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And now you got the whole apologist, you got the whole Christian apologist saying, "Man, you done let us down. You done set us back 5 to 7 years out. Who let you debate them?" Let me roll the tape. No, y'all be like, "Man, bro, Phoenix just talk too much." Coming up with the same zeal. This brother we're about to talk about, Alton Johnson, he also is, kind of young, I want to say, in being in a trying to be an apologist. Like he's kind of young in that aspect. I think most of the people he's around are a bit more scholarly than him. But he has a zeal. All right, he has a zeal, and he's driven by something. Like, that's a show like, I meant the Apologist spotlight, brother Alton Johnson. So just be mindful when you jumping up on his panel, and he like to hide behind another panel. That's when that's when he his bravest. He's his strongest. He gon', what I'm saying. He ready to have that back and forth with you, but he may cut you off. He may, That's when he's in his element, when he's on it. Now you catch him by yourself. You catch him by yourself and do, and have that dialogue between, him one on your channel or on his channel, and make him answer the question. Don't let him ask you a question coming back. Don't let him ask, then be like, man, what's the verse again? Nah. Make sure he paying attention. Take him to the verse. Make him answer the question. He loved asking the question back. He don't really want to give his side because really he don't have a side. Really he don't know, and he's scared to see where it's going to go, and that just becomes, it's just a lack of knowledge. And that's why I was saying that catch him on the one-on-one. Roll up on him when it's one-on-one. And this is one of these situations. He's in a situation where it's a one-on-one, and he's going against a Roman Catholic. And I'm going to tell y'all, man, these Catholics finna be a problem for y'all. In Israel, we going to have to, we going to have to get ourselves together also. Before we start approaching these Catholics, we gonna need to understand, we just can't have, man, the Pope is the devil. The Pope is the Antichrist. And the Vatican got all of our stuff. I mean, no, we gonna have to dig into this stuff, man. We got to know all these doctrines from these church fathers. We gonna have to know, some of these councils and some of these synods or senates. We gonna have to know these canon laws. We gonna have to. It's gonna take some studying, and nobody's going through this stuff. It's not many people. I ain't gonna say nobody, but I haven't seen Israel going through this stuff. All right, I'm gonna give y'all some information. I'm gonna give y'all one info, but I've said this stuff before, but you'll probably have to dig through some stuff to get to this information. But I'm gonna give you some stuff that's gonna help, that you'll see that, okay, well, yeah, man, maybe we do need to dig through this stuff.
Dude, now in regard to the debate, I'm gonna say this. I'll address Sam Shamoon in just a second. There's nothing bad about that. But Sam
Shamoon, one of their biggest apologists, be debating all the Muslims and Israelites, whatever. He one of their biggest apologists, and that brother, like, man, who in the world told you to let him debate this brother from the Roman Catholic? Who in the world let you told this joker to represent the Christian apologist, to represent Christianity and the Reformed Church against the Catholics?
Shimon appeared to be a little taken aback that I would recommend this opponent for William.
He was appalled that you recommended Alton. Like, man, are you crazy? Are you crazy to put Alton Johnson up against William?
And so I said I take no responsibility for what he said or didn't say during the debate. That's not on me.
You got to take responsibility. You set the debate up. Why you didn't debate him? Why didn't you debate him? That's what you need to ask him, Alton Johnson. Why didn't JP Uncut debate him? Why he seen you out there?
William knew who he was. I recommend debaters for William all the time, and William never has an issue, right? So when I recommend a debater for William, because sometimes William reaches out, he goes, yo, do you have anybody that would like to debate this? I'm going on vacation. I need some content for that. I'll find somebody and whatever, what have you. Now, if the person tends to be, which is perceived, this guy was perceived by many to be disrespectful because he said gaslighting and things like that. That's not on me, right? That's not on me. So I take zero responsibility. Once again, I'm gonna say it one more time. I take zero responsibility on how the debate went.
They don't want nothing to do with you, brother. Like, nah, I'm not responsible for that foolishness. No, 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 no.
And that's that. There's not much more to say on that. So I think that's addressed. I take zero responsibility. So that's that. That he wasn't prepared to
Yeah,
the
I mean,
so
yeah, it showed that he wasn't prepared for the topic. So yeah, I don't think Alton did very well at all. Like not at all. And you know,
Alton, that man said not at all. And see, you got to be careful jumping on these panels. YouTube ain't real, brother. Careful jumping on these panels thinking you making friends, man.
it was kind of painful to watch because listen,
It was painful to watch you up there. It's disgusting. And this joker ain't even a Protestant. He ain't even a reform. He's not even in the Reformed church. I think he with the RCC.
I like Alton. I was defending him in the chat. You know, some people were saying some nasty stuff, and
There was a man of chat tearing you up, and that's what they gonna do. You know, they tear me up all the time. Pause. But they throw all kind of ad hominems at me. I done been called everything, and that's gonna come with it. So I ain't, I ain't mad at you with that. But you gotta know what you're getting yourself into, sir.
I was like, hey, listen, that's Alton's my guy. I like Alton.
You believe that, Al?
Up. They brought him up. And to offer a sacrifice, according to the law of the Lord, a pair of 2 turtle doves and 2 young pigeons. Everything is
Now let me give y'all a little context on what's happening here. The Roman Catholics, you may know that they pray to Mary, okay? And they feel like Mary is sinless and perpetual virgin, venerated saints. They got this, they can pray to these saints. These saints can take up these prayers, and they use certain verses like in James where he says that, the fervent prayers of the righteous availeth much. And he's taking that as they say, well, yeah, who more righteous than the apostles? Who's more righteous than Saint Benedict or Moses the Black? Who's more righteous than Mary? So they intercessors, and they can take our prayers. This is the thing that the Christians are trying to attack when they're dealing with the RCC, the Roman Catholic Church. And it seems easy on the outside when you say, oh man, that should be an easy approach to that. But one of the flaws, especially as a Christian, if you're a Reformed, you're under that Reformed Protestant kind of situation, you're gonna have a problem. And I'm gonna tell you what your problem is. Some of the same methodology that they're using to establish these things, you're using to establish other things. And it all comes back to where the authority lies, because you're kind of speculating things in the text. So you're saying, hey, the fervent prayers avail of much. And so, hey, I can talk. Why can't I, send up prayers to the why can't I have these righteous people of old? Why can't I have Elijah, take up my prayers? Why I can't have him pray for me rather? Then have, Brother Phineas pray for me. I ask Brother Phineas to pray for me all the time. He's like, well, he's dead. That's why. Brother Phineas is right here. James is talking about the people inside of the body. And yes, and that sounds good, but is it enough to stop these folks? And it's probably not, it's not enough. But let it play. But I do just want to give y'all some. So their take is just on Mary. He's trying to, Alton is trying to cut this situation with Mary. He's trying to cut the situation with Mary being sinless, based off of the fact that she had to do this purification offering after giving birth to the Messiah. All right, so she did the purification. Alton's methodology, his logic is they did the purification offering. You know, she was defiled, she was with sin, and that's a little shaky, and it leaves room, you know, for the RCC. And then you have some translation things here that, you know, where they're saying that the purification, you can't just say the purification is for Mary because they're all there. They're there. And then Alton's like, well, the law is for her. But he said, but they're all there. Yeah, so this is one particular thing. And then it comes down to, what did the church fathers say? And that's where it becomes problematic. But let me let this thing play. Y'all, I'm only got about 4 more minutes. All right.
Connected to
To do what?
They brought him up.
To do what?
What do you mean to do what? It's a purification offering, Alton. That's nothing to do with sin. If you just said, Alton, that their purification is a holy family, that turtle.
See that there, Their. He's saying, well, it's not, because it's written, I think it's in Luke, because it's written their purification, meaning it's not just Mary. It may not even be Mary. You know, it could be multiple people. It's multiple people. It's something. This is something unique and da 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 da. And so they're trying to wiggle out of this thing, you know. And Alton's trying to keep him in, but he don't have nothing else. He done ran out of that. He thought the Leviticus 12 was enough, but it kind of comes into a stalemate, and then it's like, who has the authority? Where are we gonna get the authority from if we can't agree? Then what's the authority in the, you know, in the Reformed Church is supposed to be sola scriptura and all this scripture only, but you run into a situation like this, you have two different understandings. Then, you know, a lot of times people are going to go to the church fathers and some of the older understandings and the older commentary from people who are probably who they are alleging are you know, then had hands laid down, you know, since you know, the apostolic succession. They done had hands laid down since Peter. Paul done laid hands down on these people. And what did they think? What did Origen, Tacticus? What do these people think? Ignatius. What do they say? But then when they come down to that, then Alton and a lot of Christians, they be like, well, nah, I don't care what they said. But that's where they run into an issue.
Dove offering, you're telling me, is then related to the whole family, yet it only includes Mary as a sinner? Alton, this is ridiculous, my friend. I'm being honest with you. You have no idea how to exegete text. And I'm telling you, in a respectful way, you're out of your element. You can't deal with the Greek and the very plain English. Alton, come on, brother.
I'm reading it right here.
And Alton, you know, he trying to hold it together. He's like, ooh. Hold on, let me try to get that. I'm trying to get the camera back together. I don't think it's gonna come back, y'all. Okay. Yeah, Alton trying to keep it together. Let me let it pull back.
That turtle dove offering, you're telling me, is then related to the whole family, yet it only includes Mary as a sinner? Alton, this is ridiculous, my friend. I'm being honest with you. You have no idea how to exegete text. And I'm telling you, in a respectful way, you're out of your element. You can't deal with the Greek and the very plain English. Alton, come on, brother.
I'm reading it right here.
Better. You just told the audience their purification is in the plural. It's the Holy Family. But then you say, oh, but Mary offered the turtle doves. Really?
Well,
where does it say that?
I mean, it says that the woman is to bring the two turtle doves.
This is unbelievable, Alton.
I know it is, because I'm reading the text, brother, and you know,
Alton, the Holy Family are a unique case. They're a very different, unique case because Mary didn't receive seed. They're a very unique.
And to me, that's fluff. To me, that's fluff. You know, but again, it comes down to, oh well, what the church father.
Case Alton.
I don't care what the church father said. But I never cared. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not of the Reformed Church. I'm an Israelite, so I have a different. I deal with the text. I deal with the text mostly. All right. I will look at what they're saying. I look at what some church fathers may say, but ultimately, yes, I'm gonna be my authority. I don't think these people. I don't believe that these people were touched and laid hands and apostolic succession. I don't believe that. I don't have faith in that.
And I'm afraid you cannot deal with the text, brother. You can't deal with it. I'm in shock. I really am.
You can keep gaslighting, but it doesn't.
Now I'm going to ask you questions. You've been asking me for an hour and a half. Now I'm going to turn it on you.
And see, that's what, remember I told y'all. Ask him questions. Don't let him just keep asking you questions. Ask him questions. And y'all can go watch this whole debate. I was watching this on the Berean TV channel, but it's probably on Alton's channel. I don't know this brother. I just know him, William. His name is William. But he's supposed to be one of the top apologists for the Roman Catholic Church. Which is why the other brother was astonished and taking back, appalled that JP Uncut would allow Alton Johnson to debate this brother.
Right.
I feel like it's almost like me debating what's that brother name? The science dude, the astronaut dude. I forget his name. He got the little afro, man. He got the fro, the black brother that just always talking about the guy you talk to about the planets and science and the gravity and the galaxies and all of that stuff. Y'all put it in the chat. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
All right, what's up?
I'm gonna ask
what you got? What you got, brother? Let's get some more gaslighting.
Well, I mean, if you want to call it gaslighting or not,
I want to. What's some more gaslighting you got?
I love you, brother. I love you, brother. You, through the work of the Holy Spirit, brother, the amount of people that you are going to bring home is just amazing, brother. Let me look it up. Hold on. I want to see.
You said what now? Well, how many people are going to bring home what?
To the Catholic Church after they see this debate. It's going to be amazing, brother.
Taking shots. It's going to be amazing how many people you going to bring to the Catholic Church. And I say, man, that Reformed Church look crazy, man. Y'all been, I ain't gonna flex, man. Like, y'all been looking crazy. Y'all might need to go back. Y'all might need to go back and reset. Because y'all looking crazy out here. Y'all don't see what's going on out here? Got LGBTQ churches. You got this whole different denomination now, this liberal denomination, and they ain't have no genders. These churches popping up here, man. And they say them Catholics, man. One of my brothers tell me he grew up in the Catholic church. Said, man, they read that verse and they sit down. Ain't no interpretation. They read. We finna read Psalms 119, verse 7 through 10. They read it and they sit down and sing a song. And they actually have that, like in the King James 16:11, they have those setups, especially for the holidays. I said, again, y'all be going crazy about that KJV. They got Halloween in there, and then how you supposed to do that. Easter's in there, and how the program for Easter and what verses you need to read. Let me keep on going. I know y'all like, man, where are you talking about? Yeah, it's in there.
Oh man, okay. Listen, we living in a day. I ain't even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there.
So lack of knowledge, and then there's a lack of humility. of, you know what, man, I don't really, I'm not familiar with that. He will do that sometimes if you really trap him up. He will eventually, and I gotta study a little more, and then I had to look into that a little more or whatever. But he's building his confidence up. He just had an interaction with and we gotta talk about that JP Uncut, that channel in general. And that's the brother who set you up. I'm sitting here telling you, and you let him set you up. It's kind of a debate ground that y'all need to be aware of before you start going up there. Deacon and Hassan and them have been going up there. And my brother, I think I see my brother salute the Hebrew Elevation. I think I seen you on there, and it was a little unruly. It was a little difficult. Trying to they operate a little different, man. It's not you ain't gonna get a fair one. You're not gonna get a fair one on there. Jumping on those panels, man. You gotta get these jokers one-on-one. You gonna have to set up the debate. And with the debate, it can't, a lot of times with the debate, that's why I like just taking, man, we dealing with too much information. It's too much information. You got 25 minutes around, man. Come on, man. 25 minutes? Y'all don't remember, like, put a 8 in the comment. Put a 8 in the comments if you made it this far. Most people don't make it past 25 minutes. We at 27 minutes right now. A lot of people don't make it this far. A lot of people, they're not here for that much information. All right, they're not trying to sit down for that much information. 5-minute rounds, 7-minute rounds, back and forth. Deal with that point I just made before we go to another point. I don't have somebody have to deal with 10 points. Point by point. Let me shut that point down so you'll never say that again. Let me shut this next point down so let me keep going. And it's been challenging. It's been challenging for them.
You couldn't deal with any of Luke,
right?
Brother.
So we just read that. You don't want to go back to the Leviticus. That's fine.
Did go to Leviticus.
With the scriptures, talked about that. But
right there, Leviticus 12, right there.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't. I take it you can't answer it. You can't answer how you are better than the reformers, how clearly you are a maestro over the reformers. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You can't answer that. That's perfectly fine. And I know, by the way, the reformers are not a dogmatic authority for you or what have you. I know that. But the fact of the matter
so why do you keep bringing it up?
Because the fact of the matter is you're part of a Reformed church and you're your own authority.
Well, you're part of
your own authority.
Yeah, but you're a part of the Roman Catholic Church that allowed black folks to be enslaved and said that it was pious.
No.
You done got out of your element now. You done lost your cool. And that's good to see, though. You're a little different. You lose your cool, but you don't yell and go back and forth and get all animated. You just throw little slick shots. But, yeah, you done lost your cool. And you tried to make a play on the Catholic Church being enslavers of black folks. But that don't work for you, brother. Being a Reformed Christian, that don't work for you. And some of your other Reformed Christians and your other RCC Roman Catholic Church buddies are finna tell you. Let it play.
Completely other debate.
That's them that stopped the video, y'all. They finna get ready to come in. This is Dudamus. This is Berean TV. Shout out to Berean TV. Dudamus. They call him a hidden RCC because he goes to the church fathers and what he does is when there's a point that they can't agree on, like the canon, like the canon. Um, you saying, hey, well, these books ain't in here. Well, we don't want to deal with the apocrypha, but you know, he'll go back to the church fathers. Well, the church fathers was dealing with the apocrypha, and they were dealing with this book right here. All right, we can't agree on it, but this is what they were dealing with it. And it says, so who has the authority? Who has the authority to take those books out? And who are you listening to just to say, hey, well, we ain't taking them out because of this and that? But really, it comes down to you taking them out because of what what some authority, some council made, or somebody you going back to who made that decision to take those books out. That's who you going with. All right.
Isn't Alton part of the Reformed Church who produced the Slave Bible? It's crazy.
Or the Dutch Reformed people who are tied to apartheid in South Africa. That people saw God's will for the Africans to be less than the white man.
Alton, but you can't be throwing them shots out there when you part of the same movement that created the Slave Bible and apartheid and said these Africans need to be enslaved by the white man. You can't throw them kind of shots like that out there at the Roman Catholic Church when you covered in the same blood. Come on, brother. Can't get emotional out there.
This is a prime example of somebody unprepared to have a honest discussion about textual criticism and context.
But this is the master
This
apologist.
is the prime example.
And Brother Covey here is being facetious, being sarcastic. This is the master apologist. Why? And that's why I said you're not humble. You don't have humility. If you had humility, he's not going to be up here saying that you're some master apologist, some master teacher. And you don't have to be. These folks is dealing with paperwork. Within their organizations, they want to see paperwork. It don't matter what you say. If you don't have no paperwork, you're not that guy. All right, you have to go to seminary. You got to go inside of these schools. You got to be teaching at some of these schools. You got to be writing books. You need to have a library of books. You need paperwork. But you can get on the internet and then you can just be somebody. And I'll tell you, I don't know nothing. I ain't no scholar. But brothers is out here saying they the scholars of the earth and all of this stuff. And, man, you got to be careful with that, man. It's a plethora of information. And then there's a lot of things that, even though over these 2,000 years us battling with this text that we still don't know, that we still aren't sure about.
This is a prime example.
It's a faith-based system
Of what I said earlier. Like if you haven't spent, I would say, because Alton, I think he's probably in his 20s or 30s.
Got some grace. All praise.
Probably read a few books, right? Don't take his intellect or intelligence for granted. But to have a discussion on these things, you need to be either a scholar or a theologian. Somebody that's honest about the text. Because it would be confusing and a blatant lying, or I shouldn't say lying, misinformed would be a good word. And then you'll be leading other people to misinformation. This is prime example.
Mm-hmm. But he's a master. He's a master apologist.
Another shot took by Kobe. But yeah, the sister gave you some wise words there. I agree fully with the sister. That and you know, you go back and you say, hey man, I'm never gonna let this happen again. So you go back and you study why is THEIR there. You want to build up a defense. You want to build up a defense where you know why that there is there in that Luke 2:22. I think it was Luke 2:22. But and you want to go into the Greek, you want to dive into the manuscripts and try to understand that. You need to know everything there is to know about THEIR and why was it translated that way, so that you can have a stronger defense when he brings up that situation, because it's really a stalemate, to be honest. Um, he's just they just going back. The only reason he got a little on you is because he went to the church father and said, "Hey man, the Reformed Church they also say this." So yeah, I see what you saying, that it's that the woman has to give this purification offering, but in Luke chapter 2 it says that like they gave the offering for the family, and that maybe this is a unique situation. Well, he didn't say maybe, but he said that this is a unique situation. But also, the your church fathers agree with this, that yeah, virgin Mary wasn't really a virgin, because there wasn't, she's a virgin, and she didn't need to be purified in that way with that offering, and so it was a different kind of situation. And they have the church fathers, and you need to go back and read those church fathers exactly what they're saying. You can't just take his word for it. You need to know exactly what they said. So this is a room for improvement. You come back stronger, man, more informed. And it's just a good lesson for everybody. It's a good lesson for everybody. I know it hurt a little bit, stung a little bit, and I ain't trying to be mean and throw nothing at you. Just, we just gotta operate in humility, man. You know what I'm saying? And from these things, man, we can grow. This is how we grow. All right, pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.